These are the two things that guitar players are afraid of when they're starting to improvise that make their guitar solos worse. Don't fall into the trap. All right, space and repetition. And that repetition has a couple stages to it. But if I'm playing and I'm just running up and down the scale, it's not going anywhere. If I can just create some space, at least I'm giving myself phrases and the listener phrases and breathing room, right? Space. Let that space happen. It's amazing how afraid we are of that, you know? Don't have anything to say and you're just talking, you're just going to be rambling and no one is going to listen to you, okay? Take a breath and figure out what it is that you want to say next. We fear repeating because we think that's what makes our guitar solos sound repetitive and boring, and that is not the case. We need to be repeating motifs. So if I have, I can play it again. Now it sort of gets stuck in the listener's ear and it's something that we can attach to a little bit. Now, of course, we're going to want to vary up our rhythm a little bit because just this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 is going to be incredibly boring. So if I have a lick, I start it there, right, with two nice repeating motifs and then move on to the rest of the scale. It's something to grab onto, right? So repeating and then come back to it at the end of that whole paragraph, right, to really wrap things up. Do not be afraid to repeat your phrases. Also, the second part of that is do not be afraid to repeat the same note. Okay, this constantly moving to the next note of the scale sounds a little bit like we're just rambling the scale up and down or practicing the scale up and down and we're not really trying to improvise. Do not be afraid to play the same note. If I have, how many times did I hit that note on the first phrase and this note, my root note, on that second phrase? Do not be afraid to hit the same note twice. If I'm playing, right, a little bit more subdued, maybe a little bit more beginner, do not be afraid to do. That's a great beginner phrase right there, right? Playing that note, I don't even know how many times. Create your space. Do not be afraid to repeat the same note and definitely repeat the same phrase so that we have motif. If you are stuck in that pentatonic, boring guitar solo plateau that we all get into, and you really want to bridge the gap between your creative ideas and what you're able to play, becoming fully fretboard fluent, comment pro below and we can get started.